What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Celtic Clydesdale Show. I'm Jim, and I am the Celtic Clydesdale. Today's episode is the one that I meant to post last week, but it didn't happen, and we all know why. I apologized, so let's move on. Today's episode is going to be about Injinji toe socks. Now, I'd like to point out that the dozen or so pairs of Injinji toe socks that I own were all purchased with my own money. They were not given to me by Injinji, and I didn't win any of them in any contests. So, that being said, Injinji has no idea this video is being made, and they have no input on my opinion about their socks. With that being said, let's go ahead and discuss Injinji toe socks. Alright, Injinji toe socks. Let's talk about where to get them and how much they're going to cost. As for where to get them, you could try Amazon.com, you could try the Injinji website, Injinji, or you can go to fleetfeet.com. You could also get it at pretty much any brick and mortar running store. When you do get them, be ready to pay between $13 and $49 depending on the style you get. If you get down at the lower end for the, we'll say the normal running socks, which will be your lightweight no-shows or your lightweight hidden socks, you're going to be looking at about $13. As you move up, you can get like the mini crews that they call them, or the regular weight or mid weights are going to run you between $15 to $17. So your typical running socks that you're going to want to use are really honestly going to be between the $13 and $20 zone. But they do have things like their new wool socks, or their special trail socks, and all the way up to their compression socks, which are over the calf compression socks that run $49. But like I said, for the most part, your running socks, or your socks that are good for running, are going to cost you somewhere between the $13 and $20 at any of those places. So let's go ahead and talk about the fit and the feel of the socks. Fit and feel. So as far as fit is concerned, they're pretty true to size. Unlike regular socks, they aren't sized numerically. They're small, medium, large, and extra large. I personally wear a large, and they fit nicely. They're snug, so they don't move around on my feet, but they're not so snug that I feel uncomfortable in them. Now, I wear a size 13 shoe, so the large is what I wear, as I said, and they fit me quite nicely. So if you're big-footed like myself and you're in that size 13 range, I think 12 to 14 maybe for the larges, they'll be quite nice for you. But if you are interested and you want to go to their website, they do have a nice size chart, so you can look up and figure out what size you're going to need. Now, as far as the feel, they feel like a dream. The lighter weight ones, especially during the summer, they breathe nicely. They fit, oddly enough, like a glove. And I've never had any complaints about the fit or the feel of the socks. The midweight socks, they are a little bit cushy. So if you've got a really heavily cushioned shoe and you wear the midweight socks with them, it's, I don't know, if there's a chance to have too much cushioning, I think that'll do it. If you stay with the regular weight socks with a really heavily cushioned shoe, I think you'll be spot on. And of course the lightweight socks will, the lightweight socks honestly is almost like having no socks on at all, really. Those are the ones that I've tried out. Most of my socks are the lightweights, and frankly, I love the way they feel. So let's go ahead and talk about the durability of the socks. Durability. Now, I've got a pair with me here that, I'll be honest with you, I've had this particular pair for, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years now, maybe 5. Definitely in that range, and quite frankly, they're still holding up. I mean, you could probably see on the bottom of the sock where, you know, they're kind of starting to look like I run in them a lot, because, I run in them a lot. But, I mean, they're not falling apart. I've never had any issues with any threads coming out. I've never had any issues with, you know, holes in the feet or anywhere on the top. I have one pair that's got a hole in the top. It's my fault. It wasn't because of the quality of the sock. I did it somehow, and it baffles me, but you know, even with the little hole, the socks are still holding up great, and I keep running in them. So as far as durability is concerned, I'm almost going to say these things are pretty much bulletproof. And I mean, assuming you only wear them for running, they're going to take many miles before you'll have to replace them. They're about as durable socks as you could want, and they'll definitely last you a long time. So let's go ahead and discuss the things I like about these socks. So the things I like about these socks, well, we'll start with no blisters. While wearing these socks, I've never gotten blisters on my feet. I know with regular socks that, you know, are comparable to mittens for your hands, especially on longer distances, I've had issues where I've gotten blisters between my toes, where my toes are rubbing together, and I can't think of a more annoying place to have a blister. So with these Injinji socks, because each of your toes is in its own little part of the sock, you don't get any skin to skin rubbing action, so nothing causes any blisters. I've also not had any blisters on the bottoms of my feet or on the sides of my feet, you know, from the like the shoes rubbing against me the wrong way, or, you know, what have you. So no blisters. I love that about these socks. No hot spots, particularly if your shoe fits nicely, you won't get any hot spots that's being caused by these socks. If you do end up having hot spots, I'm 100% certain that it's an issue with your shoes, not these socks. I've been like, I don't even know how many miles I've put on Injinji socks, all the pairs I've have, but I've worn them through, I don't know, maybe a dozen pairs of shoes, and never had any hot spot issues until the shoes that I'm using at a particular time start getting worn out. So spot on there. They breathe well, especially the lightweights during the summer. With the lightweight socks, I don't usually get any issues with sweaty feet or my feet starting to slide because of sweat or anything like that. So they breathe nicely, and they keep sweat from building up on your feet, which that also helps out with the no blisters. So those are the things I like about the socks. So let's go ahead and talk about the things that I don't like about these socks. All right, my dislikes about these socks. I dislike that they don't come in any Celtic themes. I also dislike that when they're fresh out of the wash or you haven't worn them in a little while, they're a small pain to put on. It takes a little while, but yeah, I'm nitpicking here because let's be honest, there's nothing to dislike about these socks. If I'm, you know, that's just the way it is. So yeah, they're hard to put on when they're fresh out of the wash or haven't been worn in a while, and they don't have any Celtic themes for them. Those are the things I dislike about the socks. So let's go ahead and discuss my final thoughts. All right, final thoughts. Injinji socks are the best socks you can put on your feet. When I'm running, these are pretty much the only socks I'll wear. If I'm doing a triathlon, honestly, there's another brand that I wear for triathlons, but that's not even all the time. Usually I may actually just opt for the Injinjis. It depends on how I'm feeling when I get to the run. And you know, these socks, I love them. I can't say enough good things about them. And yeah, I highly recommend getting some for yourself. Like I said earlier in the video, you're going to pay between $13 and $20 for the normal running socks. And frankly, they're worth every penny. If I were you, I'd go out and get yourself a pair of Injinji socks, and then get another pair, and then get a few more pairs to go with those. So, final thoughts, love these socks, get you some. All right, next week, we're going to be talking about socks again, particularly my other favorite brand of socks, Features socks. These are the ones that I wear in triathlons. They're your standard sock, but they're very durable, they're very comfortable, and they breathe nicely. And conveniently, they're quick to put on in triathlons. You'll learn more about that next week. So if you like what you've seen and heard so far, do me a favor, subscribe, like this video. Go ahead and ring the bell to be notified when I do release new videos, which I try to do every Wednesday around 2 in the morning Eastern Daylight Time. And yeah, like, subscribe, get notified, and keep on keeping on.